he knocks on the door. Like, what the fuck do you... 2 soldiers staring at me like that, right? Behind them, pointing at me. That's him, that's him. I take off the headphones, I'm at the back, kicking back, right? My mate's tapping me. He's like, look. I look over, bro. Ice Cube standing right there. And me SingStar mics. He had SingStar mics.
I want them to grow up in those circumstances. Fuck, it makes good artists.
Music always had to have a purpose for me. 3 years just pushing to make this album. Underage drug abuse was a big thing for me. Like,
What were you on?
East Lakes was a Hells Angels chapter. So us young'uns, we're playing footy at the park. All the older boys got their bikes loaded up and they're watching us. Another year, I would have definitely gone into some shit.
Why don't you introduce yourself? Why don't you let people know what's going on?
Hey bro, my name's Atahan and I'm a rapper from Sydney. Grew up in Southeast Sydney, Rockdale, East Lakes. Just doing my thing, bro. Happy to be here. Happy to be here, man.
Bro. I'm glad that you're here. We were just talking a little bit off air about how vast the music journey is. And
yeah.
It's so much bigger than just putting together notes and melodies and writing lyrics down.
Way bigger.
But it really is like a piece of your soul that you're kind of giving away.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, like we were talking about off air, bro, like the whole journey, the roller coaster ride that this music scene and music journey is about is just, can be hectic at times, you know, but growth is being able to level out yourself and balance life and music and being an artist and just being a day-to-day person and realizing that, yo, I'm human, I stress, I can break down sometimes, but as long as I'm going steady with the process, that's all that matters, you know?
Yeah, Marcus Aurelius has a really good quote on that. He says that the impediment to the task becomes the task itself.
Damn, that's deep. That's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, those ancient Romans knew what was up.
Bro, have you seen that meme lately? Like, how it's like, ask your boyfriend, how many times they think about the Roman Empire?
All day.
All day?
I feel like it's the only thing I think about lately.
Bro, that's crazy, man. Because, yeah, the Roman Empire had definitely, like, a lot of people that were impactful. And with their quotes today, like, even, all right, we can talk about Caesar, right? Mm-hmm. Even the story of Caesar, bro, like, this guy conquered so much, right? And he did so much for the Roman Empire. And then at the end, bro, what happened, bro? He got betrayed, you know? And like, that's just a story in itself. Like, you can give your all to something and then at the end it could just all...
Doesn't that add to the legend of it though?
It does. But it's like, imagine how he felt in that moment. Not many people, we glorify these people, right? But we never think about what they were thinking in that moment.
I've been listening to a lot of Marcus Aurelius lately. And he was, you know, one of the great 5 Roman leaders of his time. Big philosopher, great leader, great politician, great warrior. But, you know, as the saying goes, the son of a great man is never a great man. And his son was like a complete piece of shit. Just the tragedy of life. But I don't know, I find it very compelling to look to history, pieces of wisdom and proverbs from different parts of the world, and I find that I get a lot of inspiration out of that. I find it really helps kind of concrete me in the now.
Well, history, like, we can learn so much from history, you know. A lot of people, there's a stigma around history where it's like, oh, history's boring. A lot of people have said that to me. But if you look at history and a lot of great leaders from the past, like, you learn so much about today and where we are today as a society, as a people, from historical things, right? Like, there's so many things that have happened during history, not only in the Roman Empire, but Japanese history, Chinese history, there's European history, the Vikings, like, there's so many different things that all intertwine in different ways, you know?
But I don't want to steer too far away from the music.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's a big part of you and your journey, but I'm curious, like, you've clearly got like a world outside of the music. You've got interests and hobbies and interests. How do you kind of create the melting pot where you go, you know what, like, I'm really passionate about this thing and I'm going through a breakup and I'm putting out an album. Like, how do you get all the ingredients to like bang a rap album?
Well, it's not that simple. That's the thing. The complexity of it is like, at times, like I said, bro, you're rushing to get so many things done, meeting deadlines and doing music videos, doing photo shoots and getting everything ready to drop this piece of work that you've been working on for, etc., etc. So this was my first album, the one I released in May last year.
Where can people find it?
It's on Spotify. It's on all streaming platforms. It's called Eyez Never Die. So that was my first album, and I jumped into it thinking mixtape, we'll go mixtape, right? It was 2019, and I had just released an EP prior to that, solo EP, just 4-parter. And I was like, what am I going to do next? What am I going to do next? So
for the music casual, like, how would you describe the difference between an EP, an album, and a mixtape?
Okay, so a mixtape, mixtapes are confusing because mixtapes aren't really a big thing anymore, but 50 Cent came up through dropping mixtapes. Like, you can use your own producers' beats, other rappers' beats, and rap over them, put them into a body of work, 10 songs or whatever, how many songs you want, and release it. That's a mixtape, technically. An EP is maximum 4 to 5 songs, so it's called an extended play. So it's not an album, but it's like a mini album. That's how I see it, because the 2 EPs that I've done in the past, because I'm a storytelling type of rapper, I always try to make my EPs like albums. And this is something that I should like kind of realize that, all right, EPs are just EPs. Like, you can have fun with EPs. It doesn't have to be a story. Something that I've been working on myself. But an album is obviously a body of work, a proper body of work that you put a lot of effort into. That's how I see albums, where you can do a storytelling album, or you can do anything with an album. You can do anything with any of them, really. Yeah. But the way I see them is pretty much in that order.
Right. So you treat EPs more as like a creative space where you experiment with new sounds and new ideas.
100%.
Right.
100%. Like, I see EPs like mini albums, mini storytelling journey type of stuff. That's how I see it. But I'm kind of working on something at the moment in the back of I think for my next EP, if I do one, I just want to do some performance songs, bro. Just have fun.
Right.
Just drop tracks and
things people that can turn up to.
Yeah, turn up to and just vibe to, bro. Like, I've learned to strip back a lot of the stuff that I'm so accustomed to doing, because as coming up in the music scene, bro, music always had to have a purpose for me. But sometimes you just want to have fun, man. Like,
for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, so I'm in a transition phase at the moment.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing right now.
I mean, Post Malone is some of the most iconic songs of our generation, but he popped off Congratulations. That was the one that really set him. And that's just a fucking fun party song. You'd hear it at every graduation for like 5 years straight. And like, now as people have become more loyal to him and become more devout to him, to the point where it's almost like a cult. Like, the Post Malone fan base is crazy.
Just like all fan bases, bro. Like, most fan bases have the core fan base, and then it's got the outer exterior. And some fan bases, the core fan base is very small. Yeah. And then the outer exterior is very big.
Like a pop star kind of thing, you're saying?
Like a pop star kind of thing. But then, for example, one of my favorite artists is Mac Miller. I love Mac Miller. Growing up, listening to Mac Miller, rest in peace, bro. When Mac Miller died, bro, I damn near fucking cried, because I love that guy so much. His core fan base is massive, bro. But his story is so different, because he came up through frat rap party songs, right? It was like Best Day Ever, songs called Donald Trump, but they were turn-up songs. And then he became like, that's why I look at Mac Miller and I kind of relate to him, because me coming up, like, I was just a freestyle rapper. I never really wrote songs. I never knew how to structure stuff. I just freestyle with the boys type of thing, have fun with it, who can spit the maddest bars type of thing. But growing as an artist, like how Mac Miller did, bro, Mac Miller started composing, started making his own beats, learned how to play guitar, learned how to play piano. He became more than just a rapper. And that's very important for me. Whereas, like, right now I'm a rapper, but I'm trying to incorporate different skills. Like, art is a big thing for me, like drawing. Drawing is definitely a big thing for me. Before I even picked up a pen to write a lyric, I used to paint and draw. That was my thing. like, and music I kind of jumped into afterwards.
Yeah. I think Mac Miller is one of the greatest artists of our generation.
Oh, for sure.
His storytelling, the energy that he puts into his music is insane, and the diversity of music as well.
He did everything.
Like, how do you go from dang to self-care? Like, that's such a big jump.
Yeah, bro. With self-care, that switch up came in, bro, it was amazing. And he just started singing and shit.
And then the music video.
Yeah, the music video was amazing
insane,
too.
Where he's inside a coffin lighting a cigarette. It's like, fuck, man.
You know that's based off Kill Bill?
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's based off Kill Bill.
I need to go rewatch Kill Bill now.
Remember, she's got the knife and she stabs the coffin to get out? Mm-hmm. Yeah, remember he's got the knife in the music video and he's scratching and he's smoking a ciggy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him because he smokes darts as well. That's my thing, bro. Like, I love my durries, bro. I love my durries.
Love an Opti crush.
Yeah, fucking have to, man. Have to. So, yeah, bro.
So your creative endeavors kind of started out with drawing.
Yes.
How did you, drawing and painting, you said?
Yeah.
When did you first start putting pen to paper to form sentences and lyrics and words? Like, when was that?
So, growing up, like primary school, I was very shy. I was a shy kid. I was very shy, closed off, didn't want to talk. Like, bro, I remember, like, when in primary school, I used to be drawing in my sketchbook and shit, right? Girls would come up to me and be like, oh, that's so cool. Yeah, all right. Like, don't show them and shit, you know? Like, the shit like that, bro. Like, I was very shy growing up. And then I went into high school and started hanging around a rowdy bunch of boys. Mm-hmm. Family divorced at the time. Parents were divorced. So I kind of had, like, this weird world of freedom, you know? Because mum wasn't around, dad wasn't around. So it was just me and my little bro. When I was 14, 15, 16, all the way till I was like 17, 18. So those years, bro, I started hanging around with the boys from school, right? A lot of these boys musically talented, play footy together. One of my boys, shout out to Teaser. I always remember Teaser, bro. Shout out to Teaser, bro. He was writing raps in class. And I was always curious because this is the time where I started listening to like old school rap and shit.
Who did you start off with?
Who's my first artist I listened to? Tupac, bro. I know it's a cliche. Everyone says that's Tupac. Royalty, but it was Ghetto Royalty. Gospel by Tupac with Elton John. Even though that song was made after he passed away. But that was the first song that got me.
Right.
That was the first song that got me. From Tupac, I ended up going into Ice Cube. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about Ice Cube later because I was lucky enough to meet him.
Wow.
Yeah, in the studio as well. That's a big part of something that helped me go forward as an artist as well. But Ice Cube, NWA, Eazy-E, and then Dre, and then it went to 50, M, DMX, and more newer guys, you know, back then. And it just, I fell in love, bro. I fell in love with rap.
You were down the rabbit hole.
I was down the rabbit hole.
It was way too late.
Yeah, it was too late. And going to school, showing the boys, oh, bro, did you hear this song?
Yeah.
And then they show me songs, you know, and then before you know it, I was like back and forth with songs and shit. Like, it was just a whole thing. And
the big thing about rap is that it's like really embraces that like counter-establishment culture. Like the whole genre is just a middle finger to the man. And it's, you know, how hard can I act out? How hard can I be? How successful am I? Look at my image. Look what I've got. It's that competitive nature. And I think once you start falling into that world, it almost kind of embodies your personality a little bit, man. Like you can tell when someone listens to rap music. You can tell when someone's a Drake fan and when you can tell when someone's like a Triple X fan. Like
yeah. Difference. There is definitely. Well, the thing is, bro, like with old school rap, right? Mm-hmm. For me personally, being a shy kid, right? Like I said, bro, I grew up shy. So I grew up like, I don't know why I was shy. I don't know the reason. It just was. I think it was like I didn't want to be not humble because in my family, my culture, you got to be humble all the time. There's a thing with Turkish thing. There's like humbleness is a big thing.
Right.
And it ties into Islam religion as well. Mm-hmm. Not to be overconfident, not to be
humility before God.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was the thing I grew up with in the household. Being humble, not to be too much. But when rap came into my life, bro, it gave me a voice. It was kind of like I could say fuck you, you know, to the people that didn't believe in me and shit. Whether it be family, whether it be teachers.
Is that a hard thing for you?
Well, before I hung out with my boys and was introduced to my boys, yeah, it was. Because, bro, you're by yourself, you don't know anyone, you're a shy kid. But once you got your brothers around you, like it's like a brotherhood. And a lot of kids probably can relate to this once they go into high school when they find their clique. And like, I was the type of kid in school where I was good with everyone, but my boys were my boys, you know, always. So when you find your clique, you got a voice, you got people behind you that back you up type of thing. And rap was a big part of that friendship with my boys, you know. So my first time going into that studio at Redfern after school at the community centre, I fucking buckled, bro. I walked into the booth, I had my pre-written bars, we wrote them at lunchtime and shit, like practicing them for a week straight, me and my mate. Rock into the studio, there's a whole bunch of other rappers, older boys that I don't even know them, bro. You know, I don't know them. I only got to know them after. I walk into the booth, right? I'm like, all right, this is the moment, this is it. I gotta nail this down. Put the headphones on, I'm in this little room, you know, soundproof room and shit. And then comes on, my hand's shaking, bro.
Oh no.
I'm like, fuck, why the fuck am I shaking? I started getting frustrated with myself. Like, why am I shaking? Bro, my mate comes into the booth with me. He's like, bro, I'll help you out. Like, I'm here behind you, you know? I'm still trying to do it. I couldn't do it. I fucked it. I messed up. Put my head down. I left and I didn't go back to the studio for a year. I didn't go back. Like, I left that day and I felt defeated. And I think that was like my first time ever like having to go, like trying to push myself out of my element type of thing, out of my comfort zone. And I went home, bro, and I said, nah, fuck, maybe this isn't for me. You know, I'll just stick to drawing and shit. But then going back to school, like people were hearing, oh, Atta went to a studio. My short name is Atta, by the way. Atahan, Atta, yeah. So like that kind of gave me a reimbursement to go again. I practiced for a year straight, bro. I downloaded Audacity, I downloaded Audacity on my mom's laptop, bro. One of the boys from my area, East Lakes, he gave me SingStar mics. He had SingStar mics. Bro, I swear to you, bro, I'm not even joking. Bro, I swear the PlayStation 2 ones, bro. Yeah, I plugged it in, bro, and I'm practicing at home over Audacity, recording myself and hearing his shit.
For like the younger kids, that's like learning to play guitar on Guitar Hero.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. It was pretty much that, bro. Like, and I remember releasing them as well. Like, not mixed. I didn't know about mixing and mastering. I didn't know shit, bro. Yeah. So I released these songs on my YouTube for 4 or 5 people to see, you know, like, and then, bro, and then
Are they still on there?
Nah. I had to clear that shit, bro. Get rid of that shit, bro. Fuck that.
I always think about that because I have a process of like, every time an old video of mine pops up, I watch it for like 2 minutes. I'm like, I start vomiting. It's convulsive vomiting. I paint the walls. It's like,
bro, God. You start cringing so bad.
But in my case, I feel like it's important to leave them up there because it does paint a pathway for other people that do want to join in the process. So it's kind of like, listen, like this is episode 1. Like this is the very beginning, what it looked like, what it sounded like, the way I spoke. And you can clearly contrast that to where I'm at now. And I'm nowhere near where I want to be, but it's always nice to see like that progress.
Of course.
Yeah.
I do that on the low key so no one else can see it. I see it. Yeah. So when I go back, like I do have them. I think there's somewhere in the drive somewhere, bro. So if anybody tries to take them and expose my ass, they're locked away. But I had to get rid of them, bro. I had no choice. Yeah. I cringed too much, so I got rid of them. But
yeah,
SingStar mics. That's how it started.
That's interesting though, because I think, you know, you're talking a bit before about how in Turkish culture being humble is really important.
Yeah,
and how it's really valued. But I don't necessarily believe that being humble is a thing of not expressing yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Honest about what you feel inside. That's not humility. That's, in my opinion, that's cowardice. I think humility is going and challenging yourself and coming up short. You know, yesterday I got fucking choked out by every single person I rolled with in jiu-jitsu. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. That kid that started yesterday, he got me. It just wasn't my day. And I remember leaving that gym session. Big shout out to the grappling lab, by the way. I remember leaving the training session just being like, fuck, man, you know, maybe this jits thing just isn't for me. Like, maybe it's just not going to work out. And then, like, that voice in my head goes, nah, that's like some pussy shit, you know? Like, you just thought you were further ahead than what you really are. You just got humbled. You just got reminded about the path that's ahead of you.
That's why, like, taking an L is so important. It's so important, bro. You gotta take the L, bro, sometimes. If you're always getting dubs, bro, like, you're not gonna get anywhere because I'll quote somebody, but it's like the worst person to quote, but I'm gonna quote it anyway. You know John Cena, right?
Of course.
In one of his promos, bro, he says, as soon as you think that you've won everything, that means you've lost it all.
Right.
Bro, you wouldn't expect John Cena to say that shit, right?
He's got bars.
He's got fucking bars,
man.
man.
Have you seen his rap videos?
Oh, of course I have, bro. Of course I have. Bro, like...
You know the WWE's trying to sweep that shit up.
Yeah, bro.
They're trying to get that on the hard drive.
Yeah, they're trying, bro, but they can't because...
That's how powerful that machine is. John Cena hasn't been cancelled. You know they're throwing money.
Facts.
They're throwing money to keep everyone away.
Let's be honest, bro. WWE was some fucking... Bro, Vince McMahon was on some other shit, bro. Let's be honest, bro. When he was, like, steroided up and shit, and he used to... Bro, imagine having a boss like Vince McMahon. That'd be fucked up.
You gotta remember, like, these are the kinds of guys that are jumping off 20-meter cages onto each other and landing on their neck. There is no sport like WWE. There is no sport.
See, and as teens, right, we loved it. We loved that shit, bro. The Rock, Stone Cold, and then Triple H. Like, those are my guys, right? Those are the ones I loved. Undertaker at one stage too. But then... you come to an age where you're like, oh, it's fake, you know? And you stop watching it. But now, bro, I'm 26 now. I'll fucking watch that shit sometimes, bro. I'm bored on YouTube, bro. I chuck it on. I'm like, oh, yeah, fucking Roman Reigns, hectic, you know? Like, bro, why not, you know? Because
there's a lot of entertainment value.
It's entertaining, bro. Even though you know it's fake, it's mad, bro. Some of these guys, like, they cut mad promos and shit too. And that, as a rapper, like, imagine, like... Bro, I recommend any rapper, straight out, any rapper, if you got a gig coming up, watch some WWE videos, straight out. Yeah. Bro, watch some promos and shit, like on the mic and stuff, how they do it. That's a skill set in itself.
Showmanship.
The showmanship, bro. Like, that's a lot of pressure for some of these wrestlers, man. Yeah. They have to get on the mic and big hunky guys, maybe they just wrestle and shit, but they've never actually cut a promo before. That's a whole nother thing, bro. You got to memorize, like, it's acting.
Yeah, it is acting.
It's acting, bro, but live.
Yeah.
In front of a live audience. It's like theater acting type of stuff.
Yeah, like sometimes it's 40, 50,000 people.
Yeah, WrestleManias and that. Like,
it can get crazy. And the thing is, there's so much to public speaking and there's so much just being a good auriculator of your ideas that it does take a skill set in knowing when to pause, when to speak really quickly, when to slow down. And I can imagine that's a craft you would have developed really nicely through rap and music. You have a very innate ability to tell stories in your raps. Like, I know in one of your songs in your recent album, it was almost like an ode to your father. Like, it was a very strong message about how you wanted to make him proud and how you wanted to serve him and you want him to show him like everything that you're capable of and buy him a Maserati. And I thought that was really cool. But then there's another one where you're talking about your high school crush and how, like, you know, that infatuation and that young love. So why don't you talk me through your writing process and how you actually land on songs like that?
The high school crush song in particular, my two latest releases, More of a Curse and More of a Curse, really, from that two-piece release that I just released a month ago. That's part 2 to High School Crush. That's the toxic relationship I was in.
See.
So my high school crush, I was going out with her last year for a year. And it didn't end well, obviously.
You landed your high school crush?
I landed my high school crush, bro. Oh, much more. Thanks, bro. Thank you. Well, I wish I still had her. But no, I'm joking, bro. I'm joking. It's all good. But yeah, so my writing process, the high school crush one was when we started dating, me and her. I was feeling these raw emotions, bro. So like, just capture the emotion type of thing. I don't know how I do it. I just do it. Like the one about my dad, that one comes from like, because like after my parents divorced, my dad took me in, felt my dad, I wouldn't be here type of thing, you know.
How old were you?
When I moved into my dad's, I was about 15, 16.
Right.
Yeah, so like mum wasn't around. Got a big love for mum now. Everything's all goods, but mum wasn't around at the time. We're at dad's all the time. I was underage, drug abuse, you know, hanging out around boys. We used to get up to mischief.
Of course.
And underage drug abuse was a big thing for me. Like, then I turned 18 and I said, nah, fuck this, I'm sobering up. And I sobered up. Bro, it first started with weed, just smoking bud. A big, like, daily on every 2 days, every day. Wake and bake, go to school high, jig school smoke, after school smoke, weekend smoke. So I was smoking a lot of weed at the start. And then it went into ecstasy, because when I was in my teens, ecstasy was kind of a thing. MDMA was pretty new to the scene, to the drug scene. And then it got into M's. And that was about it. I was lucky enough not to get into too much other heavy substances, but yeah, you know, you do the trying outs and that. But I realized, all right, bro, every weekend I'm drinking and I'm smoking and I'm getting into punch-ons, and in the city we're running amok. All right, yeah, I love my boys. These are boys from high school. 10 years we've known each other, but it got to a stage it's like, bro, like I got to start pulling my life together.
Yeah,
you know, and
did you have to hit like a rock bottom to?
Well, I jumped ship early, just before. Like, I felt like if I kept going for another year, I would have definitely got into some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I woke up a bit earlier than other people, but yeah, I remember telling the boys, I'm like, lads, I'm over this, cuz like we're fucking going out to the city, drinking up, getting kicked out of a club, and then starting a punch on with rent. Like, what's the point? You know, like, why and some of the boys were like, bro, do your thing, we're with ya. But some of them were happy, bro. Like, some of the boys, like, they were like, nah, you're dogging the boys, this and that, you know. But yeah, and then that's when I started like really focusing on my music when I turned 18.
Everyone accepts the fact that you become the product of the 5 people you pay closest attention to and you spend the most amount of time with, but no one pays attention to who those 5 people actually are. And so it's so easy to get swept up in the routine of being around the same people, having the same conversations. But I don't know many people that are selectively choosing the people that they spend the most time with. And it's something I struggle with. It's something I'm trying to become more conscious of, making sure that, like, okay, one of my friends, I want to be in shape. So one of my friends, at least one of the 5 people I hang out with most, has to be in fantastic shape. Because if I don't have that, you know, that guideline, that reference to base off, then how can I possibly expect if I'm hanging around 20 people that are all type 2 diabetic, I'll probably be number 21.
yeah, for sure. 100%. Like, you're a product of your environment, right? Exactly. Like, and the people you spend time with, you pick up things that they do, they pick up things that you do. Same as a relationship as well. Like, with your partner, you pick up her attributes, she picks up yours sometimes. Like, those things happen.
Music taste,
that's another thing. Food. Just small things, food, sure. Everything. With friends, bro, you technically can't choose your friends. I don't believe you can. I don't think you can be like, oh yeah, I'm going to be best mates with that guy, and then go and try to be best mate. Then you just come across like desperate or something. I don't know. Yeah. Like it was like, oh yeah, be my best friend.
Hey Connor, if you're listening, let's be buddies, bro. Seems like you've got shit figured out. I want to be in a Lamborghini Super Yacht.
Oh fuck, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. With my friends now, it kind of just happened.
Yeah, you can't force it for sure.
Aztec's like my best friend, bro. I knew him, well, I met him on my first time performing on stage, and he was like just natural, bro. He didn't force it. He came up to me, he's like, you killed that set. And I was like, thanks, bro. It was my first time on stage. I know I did shit, but he showed love. And then that friendship just grew over the years, bro. You know, we didn't say, oh yeah, we're best friends now.
Yeah,
we didn't say
friendship bracelets.
Nah, none of that. None of that.
Nah, he's cool. He's really. I've got a lot of time and patience for Aztec.
Yeah, Aztec's a
very genuine person.
I love Aztec, man. His conspiracy stories go hard.
Yeah, skin creepers. I'm big on that right now. I mean, looking into it. Catch my YouTube history.
Be careful, bro. They might come for you. I don't think you'll see one in the city, but you never know.
So you guys have done music together, right?
Heaps of music.
And a music video as well, I believe.
Yeah, we've shot a few now. I can't name a number. It's been there's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I cameo in his, he cameos in mine.
Yeah.
We do songs together.
I'm curious, like, from your perspective, what that process is like of shooting with him, because in my opinion, he has the best music videos in Sydney possible.
100%, cuz. Like, I don't want to be rude to any other music video. There's great filmmakers in Sydney now coming up. There's amazing filmmakers. But Aztec, bro, he brings something else to the table. I've seen it. I've seen him develop. I've seen how far he's come, and like he just brings, I don't know how to explain it, bro, but he's on set, like his work ethic, full set, like we've had 3-4 day shoots with him, with our song Serpico, which we did together, and
banger song.
That's a cracker song, eh?
Banger
Thanks,
song.
Thanks, Far. Thank you. That music video was crazy.
Yeah.
Out in the farms, bro, waking up at 6 a.m, middle of winter. It's freezing cold, and like, bro, he comes home because I was staying over at his place at the time. He would come home. I'm fucking buggered, bro. I'm buggered. I'm not the filmmaker, right? I'm just the artist on set. But I'll help out here and there, set up a tripod or not something, nothing big, you know. But I'm fucking fresh, bro. I'm like, fuck, I'm ready to sleep. But this guy would come home, review footage for 3 hours straight.
Wow.
Like, and then fall asleep on the floor and shit. Like, the work ethic was insane.
Yeah.
Insane. And it is insane. I don't know, I think he's found a better balance now, but back then it wasn't like that. But now, like, back then it was like that, sorry. Now he's found a bit more of a balance where he doesn't, like, go hard and burn out.
How does the saying go? I wish I could have it off the top of my head. It's something along the lines of, in order to get extraordinary results, you have to have like an obsessive work ethic.
100%. But you can't burn yourself out. That's the trick, bro. Because I'm a hard worker too, right? Like, I fucking work hard. I work, like, push. But with my album, I realized after my album that the reason why I had that writer's block for a year is because I worked myself so hard to make the album. You know, like 3 years just pushing to make this album. It was like on a daily basis. I remember at a time it was like every day I'm thinking about what am I going to do with the album? I'm going to set this up, so all this shit, right? Now I've realized, I'm like, all right, the burnout, if you push over your limits too much, then you're going to burn out, you know, and that burnout, like sometimes it's a week, sometimes it's a year. For me, it was a year, bro, because I really pushed myself over my limits. So that's why May I dropped the album, and then all the way till 3-4 months ago is when I just released, you know, 2 months ago is when I started getting back into music.
Was it because of the breakup?
That was a big part of it. I can name 3-4 things that happened when I was dropping the album that kind of fucking prolonged my comeback, if I should say. One, I was in a toxic relationship, and I was putting all my energy and time into her, where I was getting none back, you know. And then 2, I had people around me that were very gaslighting type of people, never honest in the studio. They're musicians too, some of them, you know. And I bring them to the studio, what do you think about this song? I'm just trying to get an honest reaction. Yeah, it's good.
Right.
Yeah, it's all right, bro. Yeah, no, you do your thing. When I know I did a mad song, you know? And then sometimes where I do a shit song, they'd be like, yeah, this is mad. You know, and it's like, bro, I know it's a shit song.
Honesty is so hard to find.
It's hard, bro. It's hard.
Especially when it comes to creative ventures.
Yeah, bro.
Because people are scared to offend you.
Yeah.
People are scared, or they don't want to give you the roses.
Exactly. It's either one or the other, eh? They're too scared to be honest because they don't want to offend you, and they think that you're some type of guy that's going to get really offended and cut them off, which, bro, constructive criticism in all industries is important. Like, if you're able to take on constructive criticism, you should be sweet, you know?
Well, you have to be.
You have to, bro. You have to. And it's a learning curve for some people. For me, bro, I got humbled early as a rapper.
How so?
Well, like, I had boys, like, in those studio sessions at that center, those older boys that I told you about that I didn't know, I started knowing them later. And when I had a shit verse or a shit, like, I didn't do good here or there, they'd tell me straight up, yo, lad, you're fucking this, you know, you gotta fix this up. So I got humbled early, you know. So I listened a lot to the older boys because they were doing music longer than me. You know, I wasn't like stubborn with it. So constructive criticism was always all right for me. Anyway, gaslighting friends, toxic relationship. Then I had filmmaker boys from high school. And you know what? I wasn't going to talk about it, but you know what? Fuck these cunts, bro. Straight out. I'm going to say it. These boys, I fucking brought them in. Like, I remember specifically them coming up to me and saying, I want to get into filmmaking. So I brought them in. I brought them on shoots of other filmmakers just to see the ropes, bro. That filmmaker would give the camera to them and show them the ropes and shit. I did all this stuff for them. Brought them to, and then they eventually went to SAE college and started doing their own thing and made their own company. And then they shot my first music video that I actually released. And still learning curves in that, right? Like, I was pretty much directing that stuff, even though I didn't ask them to put me as a director. I directed my own video there, but I didn't ask them for it. Like, I didn't say, give me the title of director. I just left it. I said, boys, take it, bro. It's yours. And then later on, like, I did my first podcast with that clique as well. They were doing a podcast, and then a big falling out happened just before my album, where they were trying to overcharge me for a music video that they shot. That music video was meant to, there was a thing on it, what's it called? A deadline. They got me, the music video to me 4 weeks late. And the person waiting for the deadline was publishers and A&Rs that work for Warner Brothers.
A lot of pressure.
They finally got it to me. It wasn't the best body of work. It wasn't what I kind of wanted, but because album's coming out in a month, so I just fucking send it, bang. Sent it to Warner Brothers. They got back to me. They said it's not good enough to get put on. The song is great, but the video is not good enough to get on Rage TV and that, right? I turned around. I didn't say nothing to these boys. I left it. My album's about to come out. My album comes out, and then they hit me up. They're like, oh, bro, you're going to pay us the rest of the money. And I was just like, got to a stage where I told them when they were late, like during the making of the video, I said, every day that you're late, I'm cutting $50, bro. Got to that stage. And it took a while for me to get there. Yeah. You know, I did that, and like they agreed to it. So, bro, by the time they got it 4 weeks later, the price that I already paid was already covered. Like, you know what I mean? So I didn't pay him.
You guys don't need money. What the fuck?
No, exactly. Yeah. I didn't pay him. And then
it's so hard, man.
Yeah,
it's so hard, particularly with creative ventures, because there is that element of like perfectionism and wanting to improve it, make it better and make it better and make it better. And more so when you're working with like friends or people that you've associated with in the past. Yeah. It's really hard.
Everybody tells me that.
Yeah.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
They say like, bro, you know the stigma is like my day ones.
Yeah.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, hey, listen, your day ones, they can get tickets to the front row show, they can hang in the green room, they can do all that stuff. But like in terms of the actual work,
business,
production,
no.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work, eh?
It doesn't work. I'm very blessed that, you know, I work with my brother. You know, like that's a different kind of bond and connection.
That's like, family.
He rocks up half hour late to a podcast, and what am I going to say?
Nothing. He's your bro.
He's my brother.
Yeah.
It's fine because like...
You the older bro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bro, look at him. He's 12.
Are you actually 12?
No, Sian's a G. He's a real one. He's helped me he's literally day one. Like, he literally helped me build our first studio.
Fucking know.
But there have been people that come...
17, nice.
There are people that come along the way and go and come and go.
Yeah.
That's fine because it's... Yeah. From my perspective, they serve their purpose at that time, and they helped you expand in the direction that you needed to go. Yeah. And there does come a point where it moves on. I think it's the same with the relationships, friendships, everything, man. Like
Tyler Perry said it the best, bro. Some people come into your life for eternity, and some people only come for a season.
Yeah.
You know? And you can't be mad at this is what he said. He said, you can't be mad at the people that come for a season because they weren't meant to go to where you're meant to go. Yeah. That was their limit. You know, that was their limit. So you can't even be mad at them because they did come to a certain point, but they had to do their own thing, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's like, that is crazy, bro. When he said that shit, I relate to that so much because what you said just then, people come and go. And sometimes it's like, you know, you wonder, you're like, oh, why did that person leave? Why did this happen? But it just puts it into context, bro. Some people ain't just meant to go the same way you're going, bro, you know?
Time is just this constant river, and it's raging, and it's, you know, it's really pushing forward, and you can either fight it and you can try and go against it and drown, or you can like learn how to sail and just figure it out.
Yeah.
Just learn.
I fuck with that. That's mad.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
That's another Aurelius quote.
Bro, that's good. I'm gonna have to go into Aurelius, man. That's crazy.
Dude, Stoicism is. I'm on that wave right now.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Wave right now.
I fuck with that. Philosophy is so good, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just ancient. Just think. It's the thing about. I hate to harp on about it, but fuck it. It's my podcast. I'll talk about what I want.
Yeah, do it, bro. Fuck it, bro.
This is my fuck you to the
Yeah,
establishment.
fuck
Let's talk
yeah.
about philosophy.
Let's go, man. That's what it's about, my G. That's what it's about, bro. Fuck it.
The crazy thing about him, you probably know this already, but he was the Meditations by Aurelius was a text written as like almost like a personal dialogue for himself. Like he would just journal every single morning, and he would do it in Greek while speaking Roman. So he did it in his second language. He's writing out all these like private conversations with himself that he would have been mortified if they came out today. Absolutely mortified. And we base so much of our philosophy off premises that he set, and then are still relevant today, still hold up today. So you have to wonder, like, what did he know? How do you become so wise?
They were one of the first in Europe and that area to come up with the aqueduct system, weren't they? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So
that there is a kind of underlying belief that human civilization was a lot more advanced than what we expect.
I could agree with that.
I think they found like technologies and fossils. I think they found a telescope. I think they found.
I've heard of that, and it looks like this weird, complex thing. Yeah, I've seen that.
And so it's very possible that there was some kind of cataclysmic, apocalyptic kind of event that occurred at around that time period that essentially wiped human
Ancient
civilization.
civilizations definitely could be a big thing, bro. You know, like that actually makes sense to me. But, bro, like, wouldn't there be more remnants, though? That's the thing, like.
How big's the event?
Fair.
We lose sight of the fact that at any point in time, a meteorite comes and wipes out the entire planet. Like, we just get lucky.
But we're getting fossils of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
So what? The ancient civilization would be post-dinosaurs, right? Surely we would have fossils of human remains then. You know, that's what I'm thinking.
I don't know. I should really get an archaeologist on here.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But the Atlantis one's been kind of solved now. Have you heard about that?
No, tell me about Atlantis.
Okay, so they're saying that...
Wait, here, son, can you throw me your vape? Sorry, bro.
It's all right.
I'm a junkie on these things lately. Thank you.
I can't do them. They make me cough. Can't vape, bro.
Can't be good for your throat either.
Nah, yeah, it fucks me up every time.
Unless you become like a country artist. I could see you as a country artist, actually. Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Lock them doors and keep the lights
And then
down.
you can have like the most fucked up voice ever, and it makes it better.
Yeah.
It makes it better, like that rusty. Like, oh, what's that guy named Colton Wall?
Oh, the new guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name, bro? Fuck, he's really good.
Could you Google it, Sian? Kate McCannon, who sings that song?
Isn't he the guy that goes like, I just won the lotto song?
No,
that's someone else.
Kate who?
McCannon, MCCA. Yeah, who's the artist that sings this?
Colton Wall.
Colton Wall, I was right.
Colton Wall.
Listen to his voice.
I like that. I like that.
Crazy voice, huh?
Yeah, I like that.
You need to play this song.
Ooh.
How old do you think he is?
That's got to be this guy.
Yeah.
You know what? I reckon he's in his 20s.
He is.
Yeah, I fucking knew it.
Guess.
I knew it. Because at first you're like, it could be old, but then I'm like, nah, it's a trick question. I feel because the way you asked that.
You peeped around the corner. I should have set it up differently. But yeah, dude, he's like, and he's just got that girth in his voice.
Yeah, I love that.
He's like been through some shit.
I love that. I love that. Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
OG
Johnny
at
Cash.
it. He was the best at it.
Wow.
He was the best at it, man.
Wow.
He was the best at it. What's the song? Not Ring of Fire, the other one, bro. Hurt. I hurt myself today. That one, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Phil Collins.
Have you heard The Devil Wears a Suit?
No.
Yeah, put that on, Sion. The Devil Wears a Suit. Yeah, that's one of those songs.
Is that Johnny?
No, I'm pretty sure that's Culture, actually. And the guitar, I'm such a slut for a guitar.
Classic guitar, eh?
Man.
I like guitar.
Yeah.
I like it. It's a nice song. Yeah, it's a dope song, man. I like this.
It's good.
Just
Really
driving,
pays
Just
tribute to that original country.
Bro, you guys send me that song, man. Screenshot that shit because I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that.
No, because I'm a big country fan, so I always listen, like when I'm driving long distance, I always put country on. Like,
Yeah, fuck, bro.
It's such a road trip. Like,
Yeah.
It's just storytelling. That's pretty much.
I like country music, but I don't know many good country artists like that.
I'll put you on something.
You gotta put me on. You
Yeah,
gotta hit me up
sure.
through DMs, put me on because I fuck with country music, but I just don't know many artists.
Yeah.
You know, because country music's hard, bro, because that stuff I love. The raspy, the rugged. I love that stuff.
Being
but
on
then
the farm for 18 hours,
yeah, that type of shit, smoking like rolling cigarettes and shit. But then you got different type of country, like which is more pop influenced type of country, and that I always come across that stuff, and I'm not really a fan of it.
Yeah.
You know.
I think it has its place. You know what's been interesting is the fusion of rap and country together.
Oh yeah, that's been a thing.
What's
That's
that
been a
guy's
thing.
name that's come up now recently?
Mexican OT.
Mexican OT.
Yeah.
He's very
dope.
interesting.
He's
a
dope.
very
Texas.
interesting,
Texas, yeah. Well, country rap, yeah, well, Lil Nas X had that thing with Billy Ray Cyrus that came out. I think that kind of stemmed it.
Yeah, it opened
You
the
know,
door.
it opened the door for it, but yeah, Mexican OT is hard, bro. Hard. He fucking goes off, man. Aztec put me onto him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he put me onto
Well, yeah,
Mexican
he
OT.
would. Because he's big on
He
the
loves,
Mexican
he
culture.
loves it, yeah, and he loves his country stuff too. Like, I'm pretty sure he's working on country rap stuff at the moment.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, sneak peek. Sorry, bro, I didn't want to expose you, but
I'm here for that.
yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah,
That's-
he's working on some stuff. So
Do you see yourself like blending genres at any point in
I
time?
have. I did a punk rock song on my album called Red Flags.
Okay, I'll give that a listen.
Yeah,
tonight.
listen to that one. That's a good one. That's just a punk rock heartbreak song.
Right.
Just about loneliness and just like back and forth. So like not really a toxic relationship, but just like on how I was feeling type of thing. It wasn't about one girl, it was about multiple relationships that I've had with different women in the past, and I kind of meshed it all together. I was listening to a lot of Rage Against the Machine at that time when I was making that song, and yeah, I like my rock and roll stuff too. Metallica, Rage, Nirvana. I like my Nirvana. These are the big guys, but I like them. You know.
Yeah. Linkin Park, Everest.
Linkin Park's good. Evanescence good, bro. Everybody hates them, but Nickelback is fucking good. I don't know why everybody hates Nickelback. I reckon everybody pretends to hate Nickelback, but low key when that fucking song comes on, Photograph or any of the other songs, they low key singing that shit, bro. Because there's a meme. Oh yeah, Nickelback.
Some things become so popular that they're easy to hate.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's an interesting dynamic where it's like, you're a Drake fan, of course. Like, you have no personality. It's like, I'm too good to listen to that music that
But then
everyone
low
else
key,
listens
bro,
to.
they're probably at home fucking vibing,
Yeah.
crying and shit.
Yeah, dude, it's the reason it pops and the reason why so many people like it is because it's good music
Exactly,
most of the time.
exactly.
Most of the time.
Well, bro, nah, I fuck with Drake. I love Drake.
Yeah,
like
How can you not? He's the icon. He's the most iconic person of our generation.
And the thing that you got to respect about Drake, bro, like, is something that not a lot of people realize. And this is why people hate on Drake, because he's a culture vulture, they say, right? That's what they say. He jumps into this culture and takes this and that. But no, bro, I don't think it's that. I think he gets inspired by different sounds from all different genres. You're allowed to get inspired. As an artist, you're allowed to get inspired and say, all right, this is, I want to put this into my music. You're allowed to do that.
Well, there is this universal idea that there are no original thoughts. That
everything's appropriation.
Everything that has been created was taken from somewhere else.
100%.
And I think there's a lot of merit to that. I don't think you can just say,
100%.
Only old school, rural Americans can sing country music because they meant. It's like, no, that's not how it works.
No.
You get inspiration, you get ideas, you get new things, and then you reinvent it. You put your own spin on it, you put your own influences on it, and then you change it and you make it your own.
Exactly.
And I think Drake's actually very good at that.
He's the best.
Drake has this ability to capture something that's popular but people aren't realizing is popular. Yeah, like what he did to drill.
Yeah.
Like what he did with drill rap. He just came in there, put out a small EP, couple songs with 21 and a couple other artists, and then just dipped and was like, yeah, I've done my thing here, I'm going to go now.
He was a big part of, like, don't get me wrong, the UK rap scene was big already.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, it was big. Grime was a big thing for us, but like Drake comes along, starts working with Gigs, which is a pretty big grime artist, starts working with Dave, who's another good artist coming up. Georgia Smith, he had as an interlude on one of his albums, I forgot which one.
She's amazing.
She's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. Before you know it, bro, the grime scene was like, and the UK music scene started growing even more.
And now you're seeing it here in Australia.
Yeah.
It's like everyone's trying to get onto that, that grime, UK drill. Like
yeah.
That.
Yeah.
Even the slang is coming over.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like, that's a mad thing, bruv, this and that, all that stuff, yeah. Like, when I was in high school, like, a lot of people would hate on that stuff because I'm 26, right?
Yeah.
So I had the peak lad rap versus... what do we used to call it, bro? Fuck, forgot the name. It was like the surfer rap stuff, the barbecue rap stuff, So we had lad rap, and then we had
Is lad rap like your curses?
Yeah. Enter, like all the lad boys, like that kind of pioneered the Oz rap movement for me. Growing up in Sydney, bro, rocking TNs, Gucci hats, Nike dry fit hats, if you can't afford a Gucci hat, like, bro, like high Canterbury shorts, Adidas shorts, like Nike Shocks or TNs, like Eshays. We were, bro. We actually were. Like, that's how I grew up. But I actually, like, old school rap was more my thing. I wasn't a full Eshay, a full lad. But a lot of the boys were lads. Like, that's how we grew up, bro. Like, the area thing, like... I know it's so oversaturated now, the area. They made it a thing now. But the area thing, bro, like, it's more than just, like, this thing that they put up now where it's like, oh, you're from the area or all this stuff, bro. It's more than that, bro. It's a community, bro. It's your community. So East Lakes, like, this is what I wanted to get into, like, where I grew up and how I grew up. East Lakes, it's like a neighborhood near Redfern, in between Maroubra, South Maroubra, Hillsdale, East Gardens and all that area. So Southeast Sydney, not many people know Southeast Sydney. They just think, oh, it's the beaches, right? But where I grew up, bro, East Lakes, like, I don't want to get too in depth with it. I might get in trouble, but I'm gonna fucking say it, cuz fuck it. East Lakes was a Hells Angels chapter. So all the older boys, bro, like, they were affiliated, HAs, like, all that. So us youngins, we're playing footy at the park, all the older boys got their bikes loaded up and they're watching us. run us straight, cuz, like, hit him, but, like, you know, G'ing us up. And we're little young cunts, we're just ready to go, you know?
Yeah.
I remember once I ran it straight at one of the biggest boys, and, bro, I did a cheeky one, but I put my knee up, I flew in his stomach, bro, and he fell to the floor. All the older boys got up, G me up. Bro, like, we used to try to impress the older boys, you know?
Of course.
And that led into, like, definitely, like, being that whole brotherhood thing as well. Like, the older boys, like, you know, I'm an older brother myself. I have a little brother. So the older boys, because they love me, they used to love my little brother when they saw him running amok at the park when he was young and shit. So it was like a whole community, bro. But then the police cracked down in the area, really. Like, I remember living in Eastlakes and cop cars twice a night, like, just circling the park, because we had parks just always circling. And now it's all gone. It's all gone. Eastlakes is kind of getting gentrified now. But I still remember, bro. I still remember the fucking shit that we used to get up to in Eastlakes, bro. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of me, like, how I grew up, how I am now. You know, like, I've matured a lot as a person, whereas when I was younger, I used to get influenced very quickly because I'd see one of my mates do it, so I used to just do it. So that's a big part.
It's tricky because you don't want anyone to go through hard times or anyone to be growing up in this. Like, I wouldn't wish that upon any of my family members or any of my younger brothers or anyone I know, you know. I wouldn't want them to grow up in those circumstances. Fuck, it makes some really good artists and really good athletes and really good, you know, people that just stand out from the crowd. Like, you don't want to wish hard times on anyone, but every once in a while you go,
yeah, bro. Like, definitely, especially when they're able to incorporate it into their craft, you know.
That's the whole Eminem thing, man.
That's for sure.
Like, the one of the most compelling parts of Eminem is just hearing about his life on 8 Mile and his mum abusing pills and his girlfriend cheating on him. It's
the thing about that is, like, imagine, put yourself in Eminem's shoes, right? He when he was living that, like, before he became famous, bro, he probably didn't think to himself, like, oh, when I become famous, they're going to talk about how I grew up.
Yeah.
You know, he's just trying to make it out of what his situation was, type of thing, you know, especially back in the 90s, 2000s, there wasn't this whole media thing that we have now. So people weren't actually able to talk about how they grew up too much, only through their songs, like Eminem and rappers and that. So now, today, we got podcasts, we got media, we can actually tell our stories. We're able to tell our stories. So it's definitely changed a lot from back then to now. It's changed so much, bro.
Yeah. Because
back in the 90s and 2000s, bro, like, there's probably stories of people that grew up in rough neighborhoods that we'll never hear about because they're long gone. Maybe they passed away. Maybe they're in jail. We don't know.
Yeah.
And we'll never hear about them. So that's the pros of media, right? Like, that people can actually come out here and talk. Like Keefe D recently, they've like, Keefe D's the Orlando Anderson's the guy that shot Tupac, right?
Yeah, that came out yesterday or today, didn't it?
We knew Orlando Anderson, that's been out for a while. Everybody was like kind of knowing that he shot Tupac. Keefe D's the guy that handed the gun to Orlando Anderson,
right,
to shoot Tupac. Keefe D's been a free man until recently. Now he's on trial, I think. And media, bro, he kind of snitched on himself. He wrote a book and then he went on some interviews, Vlad TV, whatever, and he kind of said, yeah, I handed the gun, thinking there's no consequences. Now he's on trial. See? So
there is the problem with that in rap culture. Of
like bragging.
Yourself, snitching about how many bodies you got and stuff.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, bro. Like, see, going back to what I was saying about being humble, bro. See, that's why growing up, like, being humble, that's what's taught me to, like, yeah, I can tell these stories, but I don't go in depth where anybody or myself, like, it's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
I stay on the level. Yeah. I'm not saying that I've done anything bad. I haven't.
Absolutely not. Legal disclaimer here.
Yeah. Right there, right. I'm a good guy. No, but like that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, humility is so important, but being too humble is bad. Sorry. Being too humble is bad, and being not humble enough is bad. Overconfident is bad as well. You know, if you're too humble, people are just going to walk over you, especially as a rapper.
You know who's got that balance worked out perfectly? J. Cole.
Oh, fuck, bro. A1 with it.
He will put out a whole album where he's just talking about like his circumstances, the things he grew up seeing, advice. Yep. A lot of his songs are advice. That's what I love about him.
I love him.
He's giving advice to young kids that are growing up on the block, to young kids that are growing up in neighborhoods of drugs. I mean, King Overdose is one of the best albums he's ever put out, and the whole thing is him telling you, don't do drugs. Don't
KOD.
Do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah, the song Friends on that album was amazing. And he's just talking about weed.
Yeah.
His homie's smoking weed, you know, and the side effects of that over the years. Like, that's so crazy, you know, just weed. People look at it just
drop one song where it's like, I'm gonna body this shit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fuck it. I'm gonna remind you guys.
I love J. Cole.
I can still play that game.
I love J. Cole.
Yeah.
I love him.
Yeah.
So J. Cole is definitely like a direction, storytelling wise, is something that I try to do when I do my storytelling stuff. J. Cole is definitely one. Kendrick's another.
Of course.
And Mac Miller's definitely another. He's got some really deep songs with storytelling stuff as well. Those three artists are my like current top three. But top three all time, I could tell you my three artists would be Tupac, storytelling genius, DMX, because he was able to put emotion into those songs, man. Whether it be anger, whether it be sad, those two things that he would do, he was so good at it, and people don't understand how good he was at it. Anger, we all know. X gonna give it to you. Everyone knows that side. But no one knows the sad side of DMX. Not many people know that he's got some deep, sad songs, bro. And I love sad songs. I don't know. I just love it. DMX is my number 2. And Most Def is my number 3.
Interesting.
Most Def, a.k.a. Yasin Bey, he changed his name. He's an OG. He's from like the 90s and 2000s. And he was the first rapper that I ever saw, like heard, that didn't only rap. He sung. He did rock and roll stuff on his albums. And he was like somebody that just blew my mind. Because at that time, all rappers were just rapping, you know? Like, I'm talking about OG guys though. I'm not talking about Kanye and that came after. I'm talking about from the guys that I was listening to, everyone was rapping, man. Everyone was all about bars, and Mos Def was really good at it. But then there was some songs where he just sing, bro, and put this emotion into it. It was just amazing. So those are my top 3.
What do you make of the new scene now that seems to have come out? Like you, with
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it, bro. I love that everybody's able to do what they want to do.
Right.
You know, there's no, oh, if you do this, you're this. Mm-hmm. I love it. I love that. Like, even though I listened to the OG stuff growing up, I love that everybody's got creative freedom.
Right.
Which is good, bro.
Yeah.
In the end of the day, that's a beautiful thing.
I think it's important for a healthy society.
100%.
You need artists to have the ability to just express themselves.
Yeah, 100%. Whichever way they want to do, bro. Yeah. I got my way of doing it. That person might have their way. It's beautiful. Like, I love it. I love the fact that there's so many subgenres of music, subgenres of rap, creativity. Bro, there's new stuff every day. Going into the art world, I saw something recently. So, this guy's got a painting, right? He's painted a knight with a sword, okay? And the sword's like sheathed or something. He's put a cardboard paper covering the sword. Then they've gone back and they're filming him lighting the cardboard paper, right? And now they're filming it. So this is 2 types of art now. You've got creative content, which is film, and you've got the artwork itself. But it ties into each other. How? He lights the cardboard paper that's covering the sword's sheath. As the fire goes, it uncovers a gold sword.
Right.
So it's 2 types of art
cool.
now.
Yeah.
See how cool that is?
Yeah.
That is fucking dope. That is mind-boggling to me, because like most people are just going to look at the video and say, that's a really cool painting. But you can only see that artwork once, like with the video thing.
It's like that Banksy that shredded itself. you remember that one?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know Banksy, but I didn't know he had an album.
Yeah, he had a portrait sell for like $1 million or something crazy, and it was displayed in an art gallery. And then once that final bid was sold on it, it was like, $999, $1 million, or whatever the price was. Yeah. As soon as the price sold, they closed the deal. He had built an electronic shredder into the actual frame, and then it just like starts to shred about 3 quarters of the way down.
No way.
Yeah.
Imagine being the person that spent all that money.
Well, the irony of it is it's worth more now because of that story.
Yeah.
You seem like the kind of guy who's got some stories. Tell me some of your stories.
Oh, yeah, for sure, bro.
Some of the wildest shit that people might be interested to hear about.
I want to go into my Turkish stuff, bro.
Talk to me.
I want to talk to you about the time I almost got conscripted by the Turkish army.
You almost got conscripted by the Turkish army?
Yeah, cuz I almost got conscripted by the Turkish army.
That is such a crazy sentence.
Yeah.
What happened?
All right. I was on holidays. I was on holidays in 2017. Went to Turkey, home country, motherland. I'm a half Turkish citizen. I got 2 passports. So there's this thing, Turkish policy, and I think there's some countries that still do it, but most countries, in the 95% of the countries, they don't do it anymore. Turkey is in that 5% that still do. If you've got a Turkish passport, you're a Turkish citizen, you have to do army service. Okay? So before we went on my holiday, I went to the Turkish council house in Surrey Hills, got a paper stamped saying I could prolong my army service. Got my paper, I'm sweet. We fly to Turkey. We go. I get into Turkey. Everything's fine. We landed. I got in. I'm on holidays now. Dad's in Istanbul, which is top left-hand side of Turkey, top west, whatever, northwest of Turkey. We're traveling down, me, my brother, and my grandparents and stuff, and my cousins, going down, doing the road trip, 2-week holiday, going to all the mad beaches, having a mad time. We get to this ancient city that the Romans built called Cappadocia, which this city, this is a fun fact, I'll just keep it brief about the city, but they built these mud houses. So, and there's a whole underground city. It's like a deserty area, mud houses, bro. And underground, there's a whole city that can hold up to 60,000 people. And they built this in the BC times, bro. BC times. Ancient Romans built it. So, it's a mad place. And you can go hot air ballooning there. That's a big thing. You can go quad biking and all that stuff. So, we're in these mud houses turned into hotels. I'm sharing a room with my 2 grandparents and my little brother. And then my auntie and my cousins are sharing a different room. The next morning, we're going to go hot air ballooning. So go to sleep, whatever. 4 a.m. in the morning, the hotel room phone rings. My grandma answers, no answer, hangs up. Rings again, no answer, hangs up. So I'm up now. I'm awake. At 5 a.m., we're going to go hot air ballooning. Keep that in mind, yeah? So it's 4 a.m. now. He knocks on the door. I'm thinking it's my cousin, right? Me and my cousin, we're 1 year apart. We're very close. We're like brothers. Always fucking picking at each other and shit. So I'm opening the door. I'm like, what the fuck do you want? You know, he's from Sydney as well. I'm like, what the fuck do you... I look, 2 soldiers. One of them's got an MP5. And he's looking at me like this. He's got the gun and he's just staring at me like that, right? And then I see the hotel lobby, the hotel manager behind them pointing at me. That's him, that's him.
Oh my God.
I swear, bro. And then they go, are you Atahan? I go, yeah, I am. They go, come outside, we need to talk to you. I'm like, okay, do I need anything? In Turkish, I'm saying this stuff. Like, do I need anything? And they're like, yeah, bring your identification and your passport. All right, close the door. I'm fucking stressing, bro. Cool. I'm like, they came for me. Yeah, like, I'm fucking packing. I'm looking through my bags. My grandparents don't believe me. Yeah. They're like, who came? I'm like, the soldiers, they're here, they're outside. My grandfather wakes up. Anyway, I grab my IDs and that. We walk out. I'm in my fucking pajamas and that. We walk out. We sit down in the hotel room lobby, or the hotel lobby. And then 2 soldiers sitting there and there, like right next to us. I'm sitting here, my grandfather's on my right. He's like, you know what you just did is a big thing in Turkey. And it is. If you run away from your army service, bro, that's jail time in Turkey. That's like big jail time. Like, you're fucked, you know? He's like, you're running away from your army service is a big thing. What are you doing? I'm trying to explain with my broken ass Turkish. I'm on holidays, this and that. I'm trying to say, I'm on holidays. I have my paper.
Living in an hour.
Yeah, like I'm going, yeah, all that stuff, right? And then the guy's just looking at me like dead straight face. He's like, this guy's lying, you know? I felt like I was pressured. My grandfather butts in, backs me up, and he's got good Turkish. So he's telling him this and that. Because he's older, they respect more. Older guy, like they're going to show more respect. And I'm here, I'm fucking stressing, man. I'm like, you know, I'm stressing out because my papers that I got stamped in Istanbul, 6 hours away, I left them with my dad. Yeah, I left them with my dad. And I'm telling him and he's not believing me.
So what happened?
So, bro, I was lucky that my grandfather was there because he goes to him, like he said some stuff because my grandfather knows people that work in the government things. Right. Said some stuff to him, and then the guy looks at me, goes, all right. He goes, you got 15 days. I'm going to give you this paper. If you get pulled over again, you just show him this paper. He said, you got 15 days to go to this council house or something, whatever government place, and get a stamp of approval. He said, if you don't get this stamp in the 15 days, we'll get you at the airport and you're going to the army. Wow. Yeah, bro, yeah. And then I'm like, all right, yeah, no worries. And then he said one more thing. He said, you're lucky this isn't 15 years ago. Otherwise, we would have taken you right now.
Wow. And so if you had to go to army service, how long would you have been in the army for?
It used to be 18 months minimum. Now it's 12.
And that's just because of your Turkish passport?
Yeah, because I'm a half Turkish citizen.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. I don't know why my parents made me a half fucking Turkish citizen when I was a baby.
Wild.
Yeah, bro.
Imagine.
And 2017, Turkey, the government of Turkey, they were fighting ISIS. I could have got sent to the front line, bro.
Wait, but imagine the album drop on that. Imagine the album drop on that.
Bro, imagine I died.
The cover photo is just you with the fucking AK.
That would be crazy.
It would go so hard.
Bro, my dad's got photos of his army service because he was born in Turkey.
Yeah.
They sent him to the, on the, like, near Russia, because Turkey's near Russia.
Yeah.
They sent him to the mountains, bro. He did his army service, like, in the freezing cold, bro. He was a tank driver, my dad.
That's
nuts. And he's got photographs, like actual photographs of him army suited up, German Shepherd next to him and shit. And he actually had to shoot. He shot someone. They ended up shooting someone.
You've got an eye on that camera, yeah?
My dad ended up shooting someone when he was in the army. Yeah, they had to shoot someone because someone tried to break in their camp and he had to shoot him. I think he killed someone. Yeah. It's fucked up, bro. But then I've got relatives, cousins in Turkey that have done army service, and apparently the whole time they were just standing guard.
Yeah.
So it depends.
Yeah, it's
For
like
me being an Aussie, they'll fucking chuck me in the front lines, cousin.
They'll put you in Dagestan.
Yeah, some shit. Yeah, like with Khabib and that, you know? Like, they'll do something crazy. Oh, yeah, this Aussie, you know?
Like, oh, yeah, your fucking stamp's cute, bro. Let's go.
That's the challenge.
Big Boris.
That's the challenge about being Turkish, Aussie. Because World War One, Aussies fought Turks, right? Mm-hmm. That's a whole thing when I was growing up as a kid. Whenever war, that topic of war, kids used to look at me in class like he's the enemy and shit. Bro, I remember my year 3 teacher, I still remember this shit because it fucking traumatized me. My year 3 teacher, he goes, who were the Anzacs enemy in class? Nobody answered. And he wrote on the board, Turkey. And everyone knows I'm Turkish, bro. And then all the kids were like picking on me because I'm Turkish. Oh, this is racist, man.
Mind you, didn't the Australians get absolutely fucking destroyed by Turkey?
Nah, not really. No, because the Australians ended up retreating, but it's because they landed in the wrong space. But the Turkish actually lost more people than the Australians.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because the Turkish, bro, it was all like 12-year-old boys in that.
Right, yeah.
Because all the men had died in a war before they had fought in the Balkans. the Turks, they had fought in the Balkans, so all the men had pretty much died. So all the sons went to war to fight the Aussies, the Anzacs.
That was the problem in Russia for a while as well. You know, after World War II, it was that they had so many hot, blonde, blue-eyed Russians and not enough men.
Yeah.
It was a real problem because so many people died of war.
Yeah.
And that's why like that whole notion of you go to Russia to get a wife kind of thing came about. And
A lot of widows, eh?
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's tough.
War, bro. War.
It's an ugly human trait.
Yeah.
It's an ugly human trait that you see throughout all of history.
Yeah, bro.
Listen, man, this has been a lot of fun.
Can we talk about one more thing?
Yeah, of course. Talk to me.
I wanted to talk to you about the Ice Cube story. How I met Ice Cube.
You did tell me. Okay, go ahead.
All right, the Ice Cube thing.
Don't rush, brother. We got time.
Okay, all right, sorry. All right, where should I? All right, so Ice Cube. I met Ice Cube in 2015. I was in 301 Studios in Alexandria, and I had HSCs for music. I was in year 12, and I had HSCs for music class that day. But that charity organization said, come to 301 Studios. We're doing something for you guys as a gift for you guys. Didn't tell us it's Ice Cube. I was like, oh, it's a risk. I got exams. I didn't go to exams. I went. Fuck it. We went, bro. We rock up to 301 Studios, Alexandria. Pretty much the biggest studio.
Sorry, 1 sec. Sorry.
It's all good, bro. We rock up to 301 Studios in Alexandria. It's technically the biggest well-known studio. Kanye's been there, Justin Bieber. A lot of big artists go there from overseas to record. We rock up, me and 4 or 5 Samoan boys, you know? We all rappers, street cunts, you know? But they got Foxtel cameras on us and that. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? I thought this was just a workshop. Whatever. So we ended up going inside the booth. There's Joyride, who's pretty well known in the music scene, he's an OG, and Briggs, who's from Shepparton. He's a rapper as well, pretty much an OG. Kind of owns like a record label now called Bad Apples. Briggs is hosting it, you know, asking us questions, got us to write some bars and record in the studio.
Cool.
The mic room was like about twice the size of this room. So first time, bro, I'm like, wow, this is crazy. We're freestyling and that, whatever. I take off the headphones. I'm at the back, kicking back, right? Like this. Me and my mate. And then the rest of the boys have got headphones and they're rapping. My mate's tapping me on my arm. I'm like, what, bro? He's like, look. I look over, bro. Ice Cube standing right there, bro. Ice Cube and O'Shea Jackson Jr.
Wow.
I swear. And
You must have.
bro, my mate was here standing in between us. He ended up over there. So I'm standing next to Ice Cube now. And Ice Cube's just bopping his head. You know, all the boys, they don't know. So we're tapping the boys, and one of them turns around. He's like, his eyes went like this, bro. He's like he saw a ghost type of shit. Everyone takes on, and he's like, that was dope. We huddle around him, and he's just telling us stuff, bro. Like dropping gems and shit.
Yeah.
And like, he's like, yo, like me and NWA, like we were just a group, we were just a bunch of homies like you guys, and we just kept going. And no matter which way we went, we just kept doing it, and we did it like with, what did he say? He said, we did it like every day was a new challenge type of thing. And he said, just do what you love and just go with it and figure out like a way that you can make it out of your circumstances and that. And then O'Shea Jackson Jr., his son was there